Good morning, greetings friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, eczema, rosacea, psoriasis, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you have a comment or success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010. We love hearing from you. And if you have questions about the longevity products or our True Skin Health products or ingredients or formulations, something you may have heard about, read about, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase longevity products or sign up to join the Brightside Ben team, head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Click on the Join the Team link for a one-time $30 fee. You can be in business for yourself. You can start a longevity business, help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program, and make some money at the same time. It's an ideal business. If you're an entrepreneur and you're business-minded, it's an ideal business opportunity. You can get started for very little money, and you can make a difference, a real difference in people's lives, and make money at the same time. Call 866-735-2470 if you want information, or click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. All right, welcome back to The Bright Side, friends. We've been talking about some of the oddball elements, mercury, and, well, sulfur is not really an oddball element. Actually, sulfur is incredibly functional. And it's a lot of its benefits, a lot of its properties, important health benefits, come from the fact that it has a magnetic ability to attract toxins and poisons, particularly mercury. There's a very important relationship between sulfur and mercury, and MSM sulfur and sulfur-containing foods are the best way to protect yourself and to detoxify from substances like mercury. Glutathione, which contains a little element of sulfur, is the body's primary detoxifier. It has a little piece of sulfur with an electrical charge on its on its tip, and this sulfur comes from the amino acid cysteine, which is a remarkably multifunctional amino acid. Cysteine is a meat amino acid, or actually I should say it's a high protein amino acid. It's an amino acid that's found in high protein foods, put it that way. Meat, dairy, eggs are all great sources of cysteine. Fish is a good source of cysteine. In terms of protective effects, cysteine is one of the most protective, if not the most protective, of all the amino acids. Detoxifying of all the amino acids. How do you like that? This high protein amino acid is a major detoxifier. Now, if you're going to go veggie, you're going to go vegan, beans are going to be probably your best source of cysteine, but then you got to deal with all the problems associated with beans and legumes. In terms of protective effects, there's a very interesting relationship between the mineral selenium and cysteine. Selenium is one of those minerals that you don't hear a lot about, that is very it's required in very, very small amounts, micrograms, 200 micrograms, 300 micrograms, very tiny amounts. But it's super important, and it's largely important because it's got, like sulfur, and it's very similar to sulfur, actually. If you look on the periodic table, it's right underneath sulfur. Very similar to sulfur in terms of its electronic nature. And like sulfur, it's got this electromagnetic property that allows it to magnetically attract toxins. Selenium and cysteine together form a very interesting and rare, probably the rarest of all the amino acids, called selenocysteine. Selenocysteine is a super rare amino acid. It's nothing more than a piece of selenium attracted to a piece of cysteine. But selenocysteine can pull toxic metals out of the body, especially mercury and cadmium and lead. So taking selenium, using selenium as a supplement, can help you build this selenocysteine molecule, and the selenocysteine molecule is one of the body's most important detoxifiers. Selenocysteine. Bet you never heard of that one. That's a really rare amino acid. Selenocysteine is super, super reactive, so the body doesn't keep it around very much. It's used, and then it is broken down, because when selenium meets cysteine, fireworks occur. It's super, super electrical, super magnetic. It's very important for helping enzymes work correctly. Enzymes are the very essence of biochemistry in the body. Enzymes are what makes a live body different from a dead body. Dead body has all the same constituents that a live body does, at least when it's freshly dead. But it doesn't have the enzymes, or at least the enzyme activity has ceased. That is the biochemical distinction between life and death. Does that make enzymes important? You better believe it does. That's one of the reasons, we've talked about enzymes a lot in the past, that's one of the reasons why using your ultimate enzymes for longevity is a longevity-inducing nutritional supplement strategy. Aside from the fact that it helps you digest your food, and aside from the fact that your ultimate enzymes can be used for back pain and for dental pain and for post-inflammatory pain and to speed up healing from surgeries, aside from all of these wonderful benefits that your ultimate enzymes provide, and aside from the fact that it's really cheap, your ultimate enzymes help support the life force in the body. We know that when you take in digestive enzymes, your life force enzymes are spared. You can upregulate or increase your life force enzymes by taking in digestive enzymes. You've got digestive enzymes that help you digest your food, and you have life force enzymes that help you channel the life force into chemistry. Digestive enzymes and life force enzymes are somewhat interchangeable in the sense that when you don't have enough life force enzymes, your body will rob the digestive enzymes in order to make life force enzymes. And by taking in digestive enzymes, you can help maintain your pool of life force enzymes. Well, it turns out that many of these enzymes, as important as they are dependent on selenium, on selenocysteine, or so-called selenoproteins. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that selenium is ridiculously electrically active. This is especially important for the brain and for the nervous system. There are a lot of nerve disorders, brain disorders and neuropathies and nerve diseases that are associated with deficiencies in these selenoenzymes, or selenocysteine, or selenoproteins. Reading from the June 19th, 2017 edition of the journal Research Features, quote, selenocysteine is an essential amino acid component in selenoproteins, which are involved in a variety of cellular and metabolic processes. Their deregulation is associated with neurodegenerative and other diseases. Reducing the expression of selenoproteins impairs brain development and healthy functioning, consequently causing a broad spectrum of disorders, including epilepsy and neurodegeneration. These are all things that are associated with selenium deficiency. Not surprisingly, given its very substantial and important detoxification properties, selenocysteine is probably, well, it's one of, anyway, the most powerful cancer fighters in the body. It's a detoxifier and a cancer fighter. Think the stuff's important? You think supplementing with selenium is important? You better believe it's important. Doc's been talking about selenium for years. In fact, that's the first mineral that I really got on board with when I heard Doc speaking, Dr. Wallach speaking, because I learned about selenium in pharmacy school. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open. We'll be back right after. Okay, we are back on on the bright side. Thank you for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7. On the archive page at brightsideben.com. You can sign up to join the Brightside Ben team at brightsideben.com. Also pharmacistben.com and criticalhealthnews.com for a one-time $30 fee. You can be in business for yourself. And it's a great way to make some money, a great way to help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. You can also call 866-735-2470 for more information, 866-735-2470. Truth Treatment products are available at truthtreatments.com. Our biomimetic mineral mist made with polyelectrolyte minerals, as well as vitamin C and sodium lactate and all kinds of good stuff for your skin. I like to formulate my products with 100% active and functional ingredients. That means no water, no filler, no wax, no silicone, no oil, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want. You shouldn't have to pay for that stuff. And so our Truth Treatment products are made with 100% active and functional ingredients, super high amounts of active vitamin C, retinol, plant-derived minerals, as well as what I call biogenic ingredients that are found in your skin. Check out all our Truth Treatment products at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, welcome back. We are talking about the detox properties of the somewhat mysterious amino acid, selenocysteine, a combination of cysteine and selenium. Cysteine is found in animal products. You can make cysteine from another amino acid called methionine. Sometimes methionine doesn't get completely turned over into cysteine, and you end up with this stuff called homocysteine building up. And homocysteine accumulation is associated with all kinds of havoc in the body, as functional as homocysteine is, by the way. We'll talk about that here in the next few days. If you want to get cysteine in your body through the diet, through foods, you're basically going to be eating lots of poultry and pork and meat and eggs and dairy. If you're a vegan, you can go with garlic, which is a really interesting bulb, vegetable, herb. I'm not even sure what it really is. It's a vegetable, I guess. Red peppers, onions, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, oats, wheat germ. These are all good sources of cysteine. Beans, lentils, legumes, peanuts, peas. These are all good sources of cysteine. Garlic, though, garlic is really interesting stuff. I'm going to talk about garlic here in a second. I'm a big fan of garlic. It's almost like one of those apple cider vinegar type deals where it's good for everything. So anyway, if you want to make sure that you're getting your selenocysteine, you're going to want to get cysteine in your system, and you're going to want to make sure that you're getting selenium, your ultimate selenium. 400 micrograms, 600 micrograms a day. Dr. Wallach takes, I think, a milligram of it every day. N-acetylcysteine is good. We talked about that yesterday. That's a good way to get your cysteine. When you're taking your NAC, take some selenium with it. Taking NAC, some bone broth, and some glutamine powder every day with some selenium is a great way to make sure that you're building your own glutathione. Glutathione is the body's master antioxidant, as we've said. You can't really get glutathione in the body by taking in glutathione, but by taking in the building blocks in the form of N-acetylcysteine, maybe a little MSM sulfur, bone broth protein or bone broth, which is a source of glycine, and then some glutamine powder. You'll be able to be getting the building blocks for getting glutathione. Throw in some selenium, throw in some vitamin C, and you'll be supporting your body's detoxification and antioxidant systems. There's another form of cysteine. NAC is a great form of cysteine, but there's another form of cysteine called SAC, SAC. So you got NAC and you got SAC. And SAC, S-allylcysteine, I believe it's called. S-allylcysteine. It's a form of cysteine. It's a powerful liver detox. And SAC is also a powerful way to chelate heavy metals. And SAC is also anti-cancer. It has blood sugar stabilizing properties. It's been shown to be protective against prostate cancer. SAC, S-A-C. It's been shown to help improve the processing of blood fats. It helps drop the levels of blood fats. It helps lower cholesterol. It's got heart health benefits. It's an antihypertensive, but you never heard of SAC, S-A-C. It's involved in brain health. It's involved in nerve health issues. It can protect. It's been shown to be protective against Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. This SAC, which is very similar to NAC, but the SAC is found in garlic. sac is one of the reasons why garlic is such a powerful, powerful medicinal food. If you go on the internet, you'll see all kinds of benefits attributed to garlic. If you go to the health food store, you'll find garlic capsules and garlic pills and garlic supplements. And what is it about garlic that makes it so powerful? Lots of things. Garlic is arguably the most medicinal of all the vegetables. It's hard to think of it as a vegetable, but it is a vegetable, I suppose. Along with the cruciferous vegetables and onions, are probably the most powerful of all the vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables, onions, and garlic. And garlic is an acquired taste, but throughout history, garlic has been regarded as almost like a panacea. Good for everything from lowering blood pressure to fertility issues to antimicrobials to chasing away vampires and ghosts. Garlic's like apple cider vinegar in this regard. If you go online and you read about apple cider vinegar, you'll see there's 100 different things apple cider vinegar is good for, and garlic is much the same way. Garlic is probably best known as an immune booster that helps prevent colds and flus and shortens their duration. It's been used to treat cold sores. It's got heart health benefits, anti-cholesterol benefits, improves blood flow, lowers blood fats, protects the liver. Garlic can be helpful for folks who are dealing with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And by the way, you don't need a garlic pill or a garlic supplement. You could just eat plain old garlic and eat lots of it. In fact, everybody should be eating lots of garlic, unless you have some kind of aversion to it. And I know some people just don't like the smell or the taste of it. Unless you have some kind of just full-blown aversion to garlic, everybody should be doing garlic on everything every day. It's great in juices, by the way. Garlic, well, it's great in everything. If you don't like the taste of it, get over it, because it's awesome, awesome medicinal stuff. Of course, you can always get the capsules. The numerous benefits associated with this interesting stinky vegetable or herb or spice or whatever you want to call it is a result of its very numerous amounts. There's probably a dozen different medicinal compounds in garlic. The smell itself is a sign of its medicinal properties. The smell itself is a sign of its electrical properties. Smell is an electrical phenomena. And the pungency of garlic is a reflection of the amount of electrical activity that's hitting the nerve cells in your nose, the olfactory cells in your nose. The most famous of the sulfur compounds in garlic is something called allicin, and even people who have just a cursory awareness of nutrition know about allicin. Allicin is the chemical that most nutritionists will tell you that is the most powerful or the most important chemical in garlic, and allicin is definitely medicinal stuff. Allicin is released. Allicin, by the way, is spelled A-L-L-I-C-I-N. Allicin is released when an enzyme is produced that is activated by the crushing of garlic. So whenever garlic gets crushed, this enzyme becomes active, and it in turn activates this allicin molecule. And that means you got to crush your garlic if you're going to get the benefits. There's an interesting reason for that. We'll talk about garlic and allicin and sulfur and all kinds of good stuff in coming Brightside episodes. We're coming back with your phone calls. We've got lines open, 844-236-6010. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back after this. Okay, we're back on the bright side. 844-236-6010. 844-236-6010 is our number, and we do have lines open for you. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday on the bright side, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, also 24/7 at brightsideben.com, on the archive page at brightsideben.com. We have the longevity products and the Join the Team link that you can click on at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. Also blog posts, news stories, videos. Just did another video with my friend Jonathan Collier yesterday. We talked about sunscreens, the toxicity of sunscreens. We addressed this last week. Sunscreens found in bloodstream after one day, according to a study. This is announced by this is a study that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. One dose, and you get sunscreen in your bloodstream, and particularly the nasty sunscreens, which are avobenzone and oxybenzone. All sunscreens are nasty chemicals by nature, but the benzones are the nastiest. Typically, sunscreens are in a sun protection product formulation, maybe 6% to 10%, somewhere in that area. But with oxybenzone and avobenzone, you can only use 0.1% because it's so deadly and toxic. And you say, well, if it's deadly and toxic, why is it in a skincare product? Well, that's a pretty good question right there. I can't answer that question, but I can tell you there are a lot of nasty chemicals in skincare products, but none nastier than oxybenzone and avobenzone. Preservatives are definitely a problem, but there's none nastier than those two hideous molecules, oxybenzone and avobenzone. Avobenzone goes by the name Parsol. So we did a video yesterday on that. That'll be up at criticalhealthnews.com. Got lots of videos at criticalhealthnews.com. You can also YouTube Pharmacist Ben and get a whole bunch of stuff. And you can also check out our skin health videos at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. I'll get your calls momentarily. This is, I thought this was an interesting article from Johns Hopkins. I think I might have read this already, but it's very interesting. I'll read it again. Broccoli for schizophrenia. There's a molecule in broccoli that is, you don't hear a lot about this molecule. It's called sulforaphane. And sulforaphane is, in my opinion, probably a couple years away from being the flavor of the month in the world of nutrition. Every once in a while, an ingredient becomes the flavor of the month and becomes kind of a fad-like ingredient. And sometimes it'll stick around, like garlic, for example. That was a fad, and it stuck around because it was good stuff and it worked. CBD is kind of a fad, but it's going to stick around because it works. And I think sulforaphane is poised to be the next big thing in the world of phytonutrition and nutritional supplementation. Sulforaphane is obviously sulfur, tells you that it's got sulfur in it, but it's got lots of sulfur in it. It's got 3 elements of sulfur in it, and it's got lots of oxygens in it. And this sulfur and oxygen combination makes it super, super, super powerful. Sulforaphane is found in broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cabbage in your cruciferous vegetables. And sulforaphane in cruciferous vegetables is probably, well, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons why the cruciferous vegetables have a reputation for being the most medicinal of all of the veggies, along with garlic and onions, by the way. And it's interesting how the really medicinal vegetables are the ones that contain the sulfur in them, lots of sulfur. Watercress, mustard greens, collards, kale, bok choy. These are all wonderful sources of sulforaphane, and sulforaphane has been known in the nutrition world and the alternative nutrition world as being one of the most important anti-estrogen and liver detox phytonutrients, phytochemicals you could ever ingest. But now it turns out that this sulforaphane may have antipsychotic properties. It may help stabilize the brain. That's really, really interesting. In a study that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association Psychiatry, researchers measured the brain of 81 people who recently suffered from psychosis, and they found that when they took 2 capsules of sulforaphane, which came from broccoli sprouts, actually broccoli sprouts, by the way, are one of the richest sources of sulforaphane. Sulforaphane, by the way, is produced when the broccoli is damaged. When the broccoli gets bitten by an insect, sulforaphane is released to kill the insect. Sulforaphane is a plant pesticide. So sprouts contain lots of sulforaphane. When they gave sulforaphane for a week to volunteers who had schizophrenia, they found that they didn't have any side effects, as opposed to all the side effects that you get with the antipsychotic drugs, the movement disorders. And they had more levels of glutathione. Glutathione is a marker for brain health and for antioxidant, for antioxidancy. And on top of everything else, they decreased their risk of cardiovascular incidents that are associated with the schizophrenic medication that people take, that schizophrenics take. Quote, "It's possible that future studies could show sulforaphane could be a safe supplement to give people at risk of developing schizophrenia as a way to prevent, delay, or blunt the onset of symptoms," according to Akira Sawa, director of Johns Hopkins Schizophrenia Center. And notice that they gave them sulforaphane capsules, but you get benefits by just eating broccoli every day, or by eating Brussels sprouts every day, or by eating cabbage or kale every day. In fact, you probably should be eating. We all should be eating cruciferous vegetables every day, unless you have some kind of reaction to them, and some people do because they're pretty medicinal. If you don't have any reactions to broccoli or cauliflower, and by the way, if you steam your broccoli or cauliflower or cruciferous vegetables, a lot of side effects can be reduced. So you may want to try steaming them slightly. If you add butter to your broccoli or cauliflower, you'll help pull out that sulforaphane, and you'll help release a lot of those phytonutrients from your cruciferous vegetables. So it's always a good idea to steam slightly with a little bit of butter or some kind of lipid, coconut oil and butter together. It's quite delicious. Throw a bunch of salt on there. It's also very protective for female health issues, and that's why I always say cruciferous vegetables are a woman's favorite vegetable. Should be a woman's favorite vegetable. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. Let's go to the phones and say good morning to Carl, the Truth Raider. What's up, Carl? Long time no talk to.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Oh,
what's going on?
Challenges. I'm trying to take care of some of these. As you know, that I'm fighting for the right of liberty, and that's something that we have.
No, I didn't know you were fighting for the right of liberty. What does that mean?
Well, right of liberty to actually what's called right of liberty to locomotion. In other words, private automotive use without encumberment by the government.
Really? Is there a vitamin for that?
No, unfortunately not.
So there's no supplement for that?
Vitamin K, that means knowledge.
Oh, how about vitamin L? That means love.
Yeah. Yes, well, that would be nice if they would.
Where does that fit into the equation? You know, I'm going to start talking more about the psychological and emotional aspects of health and well-being. Yeah. I think that's really important. I think the world is ready to hear that stuff. The psychological, the emotional, the spiritual aspects, the SMEP, spiritual, mental, emotional. And we touch on it. I do touch on it, I know. But it might be time. It might be time to start talking about that stuff a little bit more. What do you think, Carl, the Truth Raider?
Oh, I definitely do. I have a question for you on this.
All right. We got to take a break, okay? Hang on to that question, and we'll get you when we come back from our break. I am Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We will return right after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Don't forget to check out our skin health products at truthtreatments.com and all the longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com, including the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Healthy Start Pack. And also, don't forget to sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team. Right, Carl?
Absolutely. Yeah. Good morning, Ben. Thank you.
You're a member of the Bright Side Ben team, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I am. I've been a proud member for the past 5 years running.
Awesome. I appreciate that. So what's going on? How can we help you?
Okay, today I wanted to discuss with you, I hope you hear me pretty good here. I'm coming to you live from my local Safeway. So what I was fascinated about is the circulatory system and perhaps digestion through the skin, through diaphoresis, or perhaps... But there's
Wait a minute. Don't be throwing out big words there now. Diaphoresis? Diaphoresis? Yeah. What is that, man?
No,
help me understand that diaphoresis thing. What's the other word for it?
Diaphoresis.
Yeah.
Which is circulation through the skin, and which is secreting your sweat through your sweat glands.
Sweating. Oh, okay, that's what that means. Diaphoresis. Where'd you come up with that?
I learned that through medical research from years ago. What the technical and medical term.
All right. Sweating, excessive sweat.
Yes. So what's going on is I have this crusting of the feet, kind of like a yellowish crusting of the feet, and an excessive amount of nail growth, and actually a density in my nails growing extremely thick.
That sounds like a fungal infection. That sounds like a fungal infection.
Oh, okay.
Nail fungus.
So
that's probably what that is. When the nails get really thick, the toenails get thicker, kind of thing. Yep, that's what that sounds like to me. And that's a very, well, I would say really common. About 10% of people have that. And it's usually related to digestive issues. And everybody's got digestive issues, but not everybody gets the nail fungus. It's a sign that, here's the thing with nail fungus. I always get a kick out of treatments. You see, often you'll see them on TV. There's commercials for creams, and some doctors have laser therapy to deal with the nail fungus. The thing is, with nail fungus, is you're experiencing the body eliminating the fungus. The fungus there's so much fungus in the body that it's pushing it out through the nails. The nails represent a route of excretion. Does that make sense? So you're not going to be you can't do anything to the fungus that's on the nails because that's the way the body's eliminating it. That's the excretion. That's like, taking care of your digestive problem by fixing the turd in the toilet bowl. That's not going to work because it's eliminated. It's out of the body. So it's kind of silly when they give you these creams. It's really silly when they sell you these creams. But nonetheless, if you want to deal with nail fungus, the best way to deal with nail fungus is to work on the digestive system, use probiotics, good bacteria. And you want to treat it as a symptom of some kind of digestive health problem. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's what my mother had the same thing. I don't know why, but she just her nails grew incredibly thick. Her toenails. In the summer she was wearing sandals. And I'd say, "Wow, how'd your toenails get so thick?"
Did she know? Did she know what it was?
No. Kind of a strange mutation of some sort, but okay. So calcium is being more directed toward the feet.
No, it's fungus. You're actually seeing the fungus. You're actually seeing the fungus out there. So the thickening of the nail is fungus. There may be some extra keratin. There may be some extra keratin, kind of as a protective response. Possibly that might account for it. But it's basically It's basically a fungal infection, or the elimination of a fungal infection. The fungus in the body is a natural thing. You have a microbiome, that's the bacteria, and then you have a mycobiome, and that's the fungus or the yeast. And they live in balance. The yeast and the fungus live in balance with the bacteria. In life, in the real world, and on planet Earth, fungus and bacteria live in balance as well. Most antibiotics, or a lot of antibiotics, come from fungus. Fungus make antibiotics, and bacteria make antifungal material. So antifungals and antibacterial are made by the bacteria and the fungus as chemical weaponry. They live in balance with each other. It turns out that when we eat a lot of sugar, this feeds fungus and yeast. And so the big culprit is, one of the big culprits anyway, is sugar. Yeast tend to be a little bit more resistant to things like chlorine and fluoride because they have shells. They exist in spores, a lot of them, where bacteria don't have that same kind of resistance. So a lot of the things that we do, like taking antibiotics and drinking antibiotic-laden water and chlorinated water and antibiotic fish, etc., that kill the bacteria, allow the yeast to overgrow. And so this is what accounts for chronic or systemic yeast infections. There is a wonderful book. It's a classic book called The Yeast Cookbook, I believe, or The Yeast Infection Cookbook. Gosh, I forgot the name of it, but it's written by a guy named Dr. William Crook, C-R-R-O-K, which is an interesting last name for a doctor. Dr. William Crook. And he actually, and this is a really cool book. I forgot the name of it, but it's something like the Yeast Cookbook or the Yeast Infection Diet, Yeast Diet, or something like that. And just Google Dr. William Crook and Yeast Book, and you'll see what it is. And anyway, he's got a lot of recipes in there, got formulas, and his idea was that you go on a low sugar diet, which is always a good idea anyway, to go on a low sugar diet. And by low sugar, we're talking bread and pasta and potatoes, and a lot of the foods that don't seem like they're sugar are really break down quickly to sugar, and they can throw off the yeast bacteria balance inside the body. You can use, a lot of people talk about things like coconut oil and lauric acid, L-A-U-R-I-C, to kill yeast. But really, the best strategy for these yeast infections and these fungal infections, whether it's in the nails or whether it's inside the blood, a systemic yeast infection, the best strategy is to lay off of the sugar and the processed foods and the chlorinated water and the antibiotics, and to start building up the gut wall, the gut environment for bacteria. The microbiome to balance out the mycobiome. Myco means mushroom or yeast or fungus. Mycobiome versus microbiome. All right? That makes sense, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, and then you'll know you're on the right track when your digestion is better. When you're, and you should know. A lot of people don't know actually that they have digestive symptoms. So first you got to assess them. That's why food diary is so important. Writing things down. Don't try to remember. Just write everything down that you eat, and then write down your digestive symptoms after. Keep a little notebook going, and then. As your health improves, and as you support the microbiome, and as your digestion improves and your bowel movements improve, etc., you'll know that you're on the right track as far as getting rid of the fungal infections wherever that fungal infection may be.
Right.
All right.
Very good. Well,
What else?
I'll check through that research.
All
Other
right.
than that, I'm
good?
still feeling pretty
Good
good because well, yes, I'm still on the regimen of the powder, the
BTT.
Yeah. And not only that, your bone broth chocolate protein.
Isn't that awesome? I do it every morning after the program. I do my bone broth protein. I run and do my smoothie with my bone broth protein, which, by the way, if you've tried to get on brightsidehealth.com, we're reworking that website, and all the products that you're used to buying, the Burger Max and the bone broth protein, etc., they're going to be up here hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We're finishing up that website. And they'll all be on pharmacistben.com as well. So pharmacistben.com and brightsidehealth.com. We'll have all those products that a lot of you guys have been asking me about. We'll have them back up here in the next couple of weeks, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. All right, Carl, the Truth Raider, what else? Is that it?
No, they help. I feel quite a bit better on the physical aspect. I'm just concerned about this, this fungal the development and this enlargement of the density of toenail growth, etc.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic fungal infection. All right, man, I'm going to go. Thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it, Carl. Have a beautiful day. Good to talk to you. And love my smart, bright side listeners. Thanks so much for listening to the Bright Side. I want to remind you once again, please check out all the longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. And then if you're interested in top-of-the-line medicinal strength, pharmacy potency without a prescription skin health products that are 100% active and functional, no preservatives, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, silicone oil, water, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want. Skin health products, go to truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thanks so much for listening to The Bright Side, friends. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.